If I ever got impeached, I think everybody would be very poor.
Everybody, welcome. Here we go. It's that time again. Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester, streaming at WMNHradio.org and on the Facebook, on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. And I'm not alone. Jenny is here at the news desk on this Monday afternoon. Yes, it is Monday, January 11, 2021. 9 days left of the this experiment called the Trump presidency.
9 days.
9 days, yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes, yes.
Less than that. It should be like 9 minutes. But.
Right, yes. Well, if you'd like to call us, 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. You can also text us at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton. Send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And, of course, the best thing... and, of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. We'll say hello to everyone in there in a moment, but the best thing to do is call us at 603-250-6007 so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones. By the way, just a new innovation. You can also go to mattconnerton.com and you can stream the video there as well. It is on the homepage of mattconnerton.com if you'd like to watch the video of the show and listen that way. So, we're all and there's going to be some new things built into that as well. So, there you go. But yes, we would love to hear from you this afternoon. There is, of course, lots going on. Kenny is in the Facebook live chat. Kenny, of course, from our wonderful sponsor, the Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street. Don't go there today. Monday and Tuesday is their weekend. But we're very honored and privileged to have them as a sponsor. They have delicious gourmet pretzels. They have craft beer. They have wine. It is a wonderful place. You can get your stuff to go. You can do carry out if you don't want to hang out. But it's
carry out beer.
Yes, that is correct.
And they have local beers.
Yes,
local beer, like really neat. If you're a beer connoisseur, you really should go check it out over there.
Absolutely. It's a great place. I always say it's a great food, great service, and a great family that owns and operates it. So we're very, very honored and privileged to have them as a sponsor. If you go in there, make sure you say, "Tell us more, Trudy." Yes. Work that in somehow.
She's often in the back making her homemade dough.
That's right.
Oh, they use real dough, guys. They use homemade dough. It's
yes.
amazing.
Yes.
Not frozen stuff.
Kenny says a big socially distanced hello to you all.
Hello.
Yes. Which reminds me, too, they do everything very safely at the Hop Knot. We should remind everyone of that, too. The staff is masked at all times. And
even in the kitchen.
Even in the kitchen. Oh, yeah. The tables are nice and spread out. It's a great place.
That's one thing I noticed. I noticed that, how much staff was wearing it. That was important to me.
Oh, absolutely. We have our first call of the week on the show. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, Matt. It's Kenny.
Kenny, how are you, my friend?
I'm great. How are you?
Were your ears burning? We were just talking about you.
Yeah, I'm listening, and
yes.
It just tripped me up because I forgot that the Facebook Live is a little bit behind.
Yes.
And so I heard you saying words into my phone right here, but then you were saying different words on the computer box.
Yes.
Yes.
The computer box. Yes. How are you? We haven't. I don't think we've talked in a couple of weeks. You and I haven't.
I know it's been a while. After the week after Christmas is just mayhem.
Yes.
Because it's just Christmas, New Year's, and then trying to just relax and come down from all of that.
Right. What's your how are you feeling about things? I'm sure you've noticed there's been a lot going on in the news lately.
Really?
Yeah, there's been
You don't say.
Yeah, there's actually been a lot going on. Yeah, a lot going on in the news.
Judging by the
There's been a few
president, you wouldn't
things.
think anything was going on.
Yeah, no, it's quite a bit.
Doesn't have much to say.
Yeah, that's true.
Y'all know I've always got stuff to say.
Not you. Trump hasn't had anything to say.
Well, he had a little bit.
No.
He came out and he did that one video where he told everyone how much he loved them. But it was, he told them it was time to go home in peace. But I love you. I love you.
Oh, was he disappointed?
Disappointed in what? I'm sure he was very excited.
You know why I'm angry with that word.
Oh, that's right. Yes. What's your take? On things, Kenny?
Oh my goodness, it was an emotional week, to say the least. It's interesting to see what happened on Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
and how little was done during the events by security and by police. But then over the summer in Manchester, I don't know if people know this, but the National Guard and Black Lives Matter protesters came face to face in front of the restaurant after a candlelight vigil.
Yeah.
So it's if people didn't see the difference before in how the Black Lives Matter protests were treated, and if people don't see the big difference in how people fighting for Black lives versus people that are, I don't even know what.
Oh
these
yeah.
people are
Oh yeah.
upset
I mean,
about.
look at the pictures, and you look at the state capitol when Black Lives Matter was up there, and the guardsmen were on every step. Every step.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was loaded. It was loaded with guardsmen. Loaded. And my understanding is the chief of the Capitol Police, who has since resigned after all of this, said that his 6 different requests for guard were declined.
Right. Yeah.
Declined this week. And what happened?
Yeah.
So,
it's
I mean,
it's been wacky.
If you don't see the difference in that at this point, you're the reason. You're the problem. You're the reason we have racism issues in this country.
Well, I have a theory about the Capitol Police, and no one's quite saying this, but, there's been a lot of talk about, well, this is an example of white privilege, because obviously if they were BLM protesters, they would have been tear gassed. Some of them probably would have been shot if they had gotten as far as they did, and of course they never would have gotten that far.
Definitely would have been shot.
Yeah,
Definitely would have been shot.
They certainly would have been treated much differently, and I think there's truth in that. And there's theories about some of this may have been inside, the Capitol Police, were they infiltrated by, militia types and so forth.
They calmly escorted him out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They held the door open for him.
Absolutely.
If those were Black Lives Matter protesters, they would have been zip tying them as they came out the door.
Totally. But I think the answer, using Occam's razor, the simplest, most obvious answer is usually the truth. And this does include the other elements about white privilege and about, have the police been infiltrated by some of these people. I think the more obvious answer that kind of sums it up, that no one is really coming right out and saying, is, look, a lot of the Capitol Police, they're probably MAGA. They're Trump supporters, and they probably just kind of
put all that out there, though.
Maybe some of them consciously, maybe some of it unconsciously. But I mean, look, when you see a picture of a dude, from the Capitol Police taking a selfie with a protester,
I get that.
What's going on in
I get that,
what's going on in that guy's mind? Probably, hey, actually, I mean, I got a job to do, but you know what? This is pretty cool. They're sticking up. I'm just saying, some of them, some obvious.
But you're putting that out there like a blanket, and the image
no, I'm
that's
not.
stuck in my mind.
I'm saying some.
But all right. So in the same breath, let's also say that the image that's stuck in my mind is watching the Capitol Police taking another Capitol Police officer away in absolute tears,
right?
As his buddy was, carted off.
I'm not trying to paint them all
beaten to death.
I'm not trying to paint them all with a broad brush.
That's what I mean.
But I'm saying the ones who are taking selfies, the ones who are opening the doors,
maybe
allowing
it's a 50-50
everybody in.
Split. I don't know. Look at the one Capitol officer actually had presence of mind to lead, and he was like lone guy with the head of this massive mob of people coming at him, and he led them away from the open door to the Senate chambers where there were people. He actually led them into another. He had enough presence of mind to do that. That is who should be getting an award from the president,
right?
Not a sports guy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but he spent the last month giving out awards to all these freedom awards, presidential freedom awards to all these sports people. Yeah, sports is nice and everything, but really?
Yeah.
Really? That's come on.
But what do you think about my theory, Kenny, that maybe we're overthinking this a little bit, and maybe
No, I don't think we're overthinking it at all, and I think it's something that people on the Black Lives Matter side, we've been saying this for a while, is that we know that there's people in positions of power in law enforcement that feel certain ways and will take advantage of their power. We see it all the time. And now I want to see a good relationship with the police and the community. I don't think that there's somebody that we should be afraid of, but when we see things like that, where when we're out peacefully protesting, we have tons of police officers around us all the time. I've seen National Guard go face to face with peaceful protesters, but then these people who are an angry mob storming the Capitol of the United States, and then there's police officers that
armed,
open the gates for them, that take selfies with them, that tell them where to go, that deliberately put people's lives in danger. It's hard to think that, how am I supposed to trust the police if the police are on their side? That
I 100% agree with you with, because I mean, it's like half. We have to remember, half the people in our nation voted for Trump.
Yeah,
well,
just about half our people. So that's half of any particular profession is possible.
Well, not literally half the people, but
you know what I mean.
Of people who vote, well, really,
it feels like
75 million people did vote for Trump. Yeah.
And
a large number of people still voted for him.
But doesn't that feel like half the nation went Trump? Half the nation went, a little more than half went Biden. That's the only reason he won.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the Capitol Police, you got to figure statistically, probably roughly half of them are Trumpers. So, and of that half, there had to be some of them, because it's very much a cult. I mean, they were all there screaming about Satan right before they went in. A lot of them had to be very sympathetic with these insurrectionists, and some of them were probably kind of torn. It's like, okay, on the one hand, I have my job here to do as a Capitol officer, but on the other hand, hey, I like these people. These are my people. They're trying to save our great hero and savior. This is maybe they can overturn the election somehow.
How many of these people went along with that, believing that, well, our president supports us? He just told us to walk to the Capitol. He just told us,
right.
How many of them said, well, I'm doing the right thing because my president says so.
Right.
How many of them were in that ilk too? It wasn't right or wrong in the clear sense.
Yeah.
Ordinarily, they would think, no, you don't let anybody in, but this is for the greater good of our country.
Yeah.
The other part that's kind of alarming for me, and it's been a back and forth for me about this one, but actually there's been reports that one of the police chiefs from New Hampshire was in attendance at the rally before the mob.
Yes.
So there's been calls for resignation and stuff like that, and it's kind of a back and forth thing, because he was on his own time. He wasn't there as an officer,
Doesn't matter.
as a police officer. He was there as a private citizen, so he is allowed to do that. But when it turned into something like that, how are we supposed to feel safe with somebody that's supposed to be protecting us attending something like this?
If he participated in entering that building and he participated with the lawlessness, then he violated his oath of office, and the respectable thing to do would be to resign. If he went there as a simple citizen and held a sign, no, I don't think that should cost him his job. He has a right to do so. But if he participated in insurrection, he absolutely violated his oath as a chief, and he should resign his office.
Rocky Huber in the Facebook live chat says, I don't think they were on the protesters' side. If I was outnumbered and facing a beating, I'd do the same. Matt, if you were surrounded by thousands of angry people, what would you do? I don't think that's how the police are. Like, the police have...
I don't think stopping and smiling for a selfie is counting in that. That's what you just. That's what we were referring to.
Right. And the police have weapons. I mean, I realize some of these protesters did too, but I don't think it works that way. And again, I think Rocky
Only
might
if
be
they're black, then they draw the gun.
Rocky might be missing the point. It does. If these were, if this was a BLM protest, you know, and
they wouldn't have even made it close to the steps,
right?
Before that, people had been shot, before people were tear gassed,
right?
Yeah, don't say it that way. When it was a BLM protest, there was National Guard all over the mall, up and down every steps. Everybody was people were getting searched, people were getting arrested. There was all this stuff that was set up.
Yep.
When it wasn't BLM, when it was Juku John Doe in US of A Trumpkin, they weren't there.
Right.
There was no. Where were the fences? No. Where are the guardsmen? No. Were there extra guards on? No. I watched police officers be overwhelmed, absolutely, when they pushed down the barrier on the cops, or that poor police officer that's stuck in the door frame, blood coming out of his mouth, getting crushed.
Yeah.
If you think these people are patriots, you got a sick sense of humor of what patriot means. There's nothing patriotic about going into the United States Capitol, desecrating it, and destroying everything that it is the epitome of democracy.
Yeah. I'll drop you something in the Facebook chat after I get off, but I wanted to leave you guys with a tweet that I saw that really resonated with me about all of this from Bishop Talbert Swan. It says, the arrogance of white supremacy is live streaming yourself committing a crime because you're confident your whiteness will protect you from consequences.
Well said.
Wow.
Yep.
Very powerful.
Very well said.
Yes.
Very true.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to take up the whole time, but I just wanted to call in and say hello and throw my 2 cents in.
Absolutely, Kenny. Well, it's wonderful to hear from you, my friend. And
great to hear from you. Oh, and that haircut is looking very dapper.
Doesn't he look hot?
Mr. Matt. I saw the back of your neck for the first time today. It looked wonderful.
Sexy, isn't it?
Thank you. Yes. People, I did not realize the response I would get to the back of my neck until I got a haircut. And people everywhere are like, hey, that back of your neck is looking...
my nails into the back of that.
Hey, I mean, if you want, that could be a segment for Unsheathed. For
Unsheathed, yes. Yeah. My sexy neck.
The back of the neck episode.
I think his cheeks are turning a little bit pinkish.
Maybe.
We got him, Kenny. He's totally fake.
I didn't know this about the back of my neck.
All right, y'all. Have a great show.
Kenny, before you go, anything special this week at the Hop Knot you want us to know about?
Oh, we've dropped a new menu. So we've got pretzel pizzas on the menu now.
Really?
We've got our mac and cheese and stuff like that is officially on the menu. Ooh. So if you go to our Instagram page, hopknot_Manchester, you can click on the highlights. You can check it out. I believe they may be up on the Facebook page too.
Okay.
But they're definitely on the Instagram page for sure. And then we got trivia on Wednesday, music on Friday night, takeout, dine in, whatever y'all want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is a wonderful place. And that's great. I'm definitely
not pizza.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that.
His eyebrows are like glued to his forehead.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, we got to try the pizza.
Absolutely. All right, Kenny, thank you for the call, my friend.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. Have a great show.
All right, thank you. Take care. All right, that's our friend Kenny from the Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street. Yes, the pretzel pizza is intriguing to me. Yes. Well, that opens up a line for you, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also of course, text at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And you can stream the video now right at mattconnerton.com too. And I'm going to set up a separate thing there Also, so that people, if they want to comment there instead of Facebook, sometimes people get banned from Facebook. Sometimes people get banned from social media like Twitter.
But a lot of that's happening lately. I'm not really opposed to all that much.
Well, sometimes entire social networks get taken down. It's crazy. So I want people to.
But we have the freedom to let people say what they want to say unless we don't like it, and then we can take them down.
That's
and
right.
We can tell them that they can't be in our chat room.
But I'm going to set something up
at private thing.
I'm going to set something up at mattconnerton.com. So not only can you go there for the video if you want to, and it's the same.
Are you going to set up a link to Unsheathed?
No. I'm legally prohibited from advertising that publicly. It's only available on the dark web, but it is behind a paywall. But that's very important for people to know. I mean, it's worth it, but and you can only pay in Bitcoin. But
that's gone terribly downhill since the insurrection.
Bitcoin has?
Oh yes,
wow.
it's
I hate to hear
dropped
that.
Quite a bit since the insurrection. I think that their favorite. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if Bitcoin's like the new Confederate money.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
seriously, right?
I do know what you mean.
They go into the toilet on their value after the insurrection. But looks like a duck, walks like a duck.
Well,
maybe
Bitcoin is libertarians are really into Bitcoin, and a lot of libertarians.
Thank you for proving my point.
A lot of libertarians, some who we know personally, a lot of libertarians really love Trump. It's interesting how a lot of not all. My favorite libertarian lately is Dave Nally, who I met through you. I interviewed him on the show years ago.
I don't have any favorite libertarians anymore.
Dave is awesome. Dave is awesome.
I haven't seen his feed in a long time.
His anti-Trump I share out his posts a lot on the Unleashed page because he posts great stuff.
I honestly said I have not seen his thread in quite a while.
Oh no, his stuff is great. But a lot of libertarians, it's fascinating. It's like Trump came along, and a lot of libertarians, again, I don't want to paint with a broad brush, said, yes, as libertarians, we oppose authoritarianism. And then Trump came along and said, no, authoritarian's awesome. And all these libertarians said, oh, okay, I guess we're part of the MAGA cult now. We like libertarianism. We like authoritarianism.
They proved the point with the insurrection because, these are the same people like, Carla Garrick that runs around here in New Hampshire, screaming about New Hampshire should succeed from the union.
Yes.
We should be in the union and be our own little mini nation.
Yes.
It's stupidest stuff I ever heard. And these are the same, and this is why it makes perfect sense. Is what were they trying to do this week?
I'm willing
to heck with your vote. We don't care who you are.
I am willing to be adopted by Canada, but no, I don't think we should. I don't think we should secede. But let's see, we do have a lot going on in the Facebook live chat. Oh, but anyway, like I was saying, I'm going to set something up so people can comment on my website also. So if President Trump, for example, if he decides to check out the show, but he can't comment on social media because he's been banned from everything, he'll be able to post on the on my website.
You don't want to ban him from your website?
No, I'm actually willing to allow President Trump to have that forum. If only so that the rest of us
can we moderate it though? Like,
yes.
You have to hit the button to make it post, and we get to read it before they can post because they're a child, and we need to, what we'll do
is
like one.
No, we'll let him post freely, and then we'll screenshot the posts and then delete the posts.
Oh,
so that way we still have the opportunity to ridicule what he says during the show.
No, but is that feeding the fuel of the fire there?
I mean, maybe.
I don't think it would matter to him. I don't think it would matter.
Don't think it would matter a bit.
I've come to the conclusion that him and that family just are so not in the world of reality.
Uh-huh.
They do not live on the same planet that we do. Wherever their planet is, it's their special little world where if they scream boo, they get to have it. If they go, no, mine, they get it given to them. If somebody walks away with their little ball and they go, mine, they get it back. This is how they live their lives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Melania, I said something to you about this earlier. Her words about the insurrection was she was disappointed. Disappointed? That's the word you use when your child brings home a C instead of an A.
Was it her or Ivanka?
No, it was Melania.
Oh, okay.
It was Melania. First thing speaking, and she's disappointed. Disappointed? There are 5 people dead. One of them's a cop.
Yeah.
Who should be laying in honor in our capital. That is what should happen. That is what rightfully should happen. That is what we did in 1998 when there were 2 police officers killed at the Capitol. That is what we should do with this man. He should lay in honor as because he died protecting the Jesus, this is our democracy. This is the seat of our government. This is not politics as usual.
Mm-hmm.
My brain is exploding.
Well, don't let your brain explode. That's going to make a mess.
This is not my country. This is not my country. I lived in a country with people that cared about each other, people that look out for kids, and we have St. Jude's Hospital, and this is who we're supposed to be, and everybody should have a voice, and everybody should have a vote. In New Hampshire State House, they say that you have a right to be heard, that everybody has a right to be heard. I don't live there anymore. I live in this insane world. I gotta get rid of this man. This man he has destroyed everything good in our country. Everything good in our country has been destroyed with this man. He's even insulted the military. He gives away prizes to friggin' rich sports people. He's a parade of people he's gonna pardon. He ain't gonna pardon the black chick that got caught with a stupid bag of weed and ended up in jail for she's not getting pardoned. No. No. The dude that wrote a bad check because he was desperate for groceries for his family, he's not getting it. No. We only pardon the rich people who can't make it in jail.
Well, he may. There's speculation he's going to pardon everybody who was at the who participated last week in
Confederate
Wednesday.
Flags in our capital,
Yeah.
paraded around in the House of Representatives, the Confederate flag.
Yeah.
How can you support that
Yeah.
and call yourself an American patriot? How in the world can you support that?
Well, these aren't sophisticated people. They don't get it. We'll say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. Christian Collins says hi, Matt and Jenny from Ohio. Texas Mike, who is a top fan, says hi, Matt and Jenny. Hello, Texas Mike. Jenny, you're in there saying shalom to everyone. Brian Mackey from Idaho, who is a top fan and host of the No More Excuses podcast, says hello. Let's see. Texas Mike says Easy G and I were roasted this morning on the morning show.
So
my
the
goodness.
meanie people.
Ooh, what do you mean?
Y'all are meanie people. You and PETA.
No,
You
what?
take turns
I
being the meanies.
I think of the two of us, I'm a much more nurturing
Blue
soul.
meanies.
than,
I'm going to
than
call
Peter.
you blue meanies
goodness.
now. Blue meanies.
Mike Pelopita, who is a top fan, and of course from another one of our wonderful sponsors here at WMNH 95.3, Queen City Cabinetry. You can bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry and other rooms as well. Let's see. Bobby Champagne, who is a top fan, says, good afternoon, my virtual friends. Tom Blanchard says, even if he does run again, I don't think he would get many votes. Tom is what I would call a reformed Trump supporter.
See, I'm not convinced of that, Tom.
Really?
I'm having a hard time believing on the number. I don't think he'd get enough votes to win, obviously.
Oh,
but
I thought you meant that he was a reformed Trump
No,
supporter.
no, that I'm not convinced on the number of votes that Trump would get, because even now,
He still has overwhelming support among Republicans.
But you have to understand, this is tied to the belief structure of their God structure for some of these people.
Mm-hmm.
For some of these people, the ones that are out there, and you've seen it, we've all seen it, out there saying that there's a satanic cabal. This is the Q thing. The satanic cabal that's in charge of our government, and that they hurt children and they sacrifice children, and all this horrible, terrible, disgusting, fake crap that belongs in a sci-fi book, not in reality. But this is what they buy into. So you're messing with their belief. They've got their brain structure attached to God. I am doing this because I am a soldier of God.
Well, also part of that, too, is many of them believe that Trump was personally selected by God to be president. Yes.
Have you not seen the Jesus pictures of Trump?
Oh, yeah.
They've replaced Jesus with Trump. That's really interesting idolism there. I wonder, how does that work?
Well,
how does that work with the whole idolatry thing? When
Idolatry,
you take Jesus' face out and stick Trump?
They don't.
I've seen that. Haven't you seen those posters?
They don't get it.
They put Trump's face in the place of Jesus, and that's
idolatry is supposed to be a sin for anyone who doesn't know, but they don't. But they totally.
I don't get it.
Totally idolatry, their worship of Trump, and they don't.
How do they? I just don't understand how it gets justified.
It's organized religion itself is rife with insane contradictions. Angela Philbrook says, good afternoon. Hello, Angela. Wayne Noel, a top fan from Michigan, says, good afternoon and happy Monday, maybe. Oh, it's definitely Monday. according to my calendar. I'm trying to scroll down here. Sometimes the Facebook.
Hey, Tom Gully.
Tom Gully from the Tom Gully Show.
I don't always accuse somebody of being in a cabal, but when I do, it's satanic. Yeah.
Tom has a very dry sense of humor, which
I like my
which I
Satanism.
appreciate. Yeah. Yeah, you called into Tom's show on, was it?
Was it New Year's?
Was it New Year's Day?
Right around New Year's. It was right around New Year's I called in, yeah.
Or was
Happened to catch him. He was on YouTube Live.
Yeah.
And I popped in and said hello and tuned in for a little bit.
Yeah.
He's my second. No. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's tied for second favorite host, I think. Maybe. It's hard to say.
Why is that? Because
You're my first.
Is that because he's stone green?
You know, he thinks he's all that in a bag of chips with his little stone green.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to make you marble.
Oh, I can be marble
Granite.
green.
We're from the Granite State.
Granite,
Hey,
granite green. Yes.
Granite green. Yeah. We could smash your rock.
What?
We'll smash his stone.
Oh, I see.
Rock,
I see.
stone.
I didn't know what I was like. It sounded. I thought you were
Jeez,
threatening.
catch up here, buddy.
Well, let's be careful about threatening in these.
You gotta start drinking coffee
in these times. You don't want to get us banned from social media. Rocky Huber said, yes, you're right, Matt, when it comes to BLM. You know, the BLM protesters would have been treated very differently.
Well, it was because they were. They were treated differently because you look at what happened when they were there and what it looked like in D.C.
Yeah.
So I think we need to start saying as it did happen, not if it was.
Right.
It did. When it was BLM, that's not how they defended the Capitol.
Rocky says, I did see people of color storming the Capitol also.
Really?
There may have been.
There may have been a couple. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not
I don't
saying.
remember. I remember seeing a lot of handlebar mustaches and things like that. And truckers' hats. I don't remember seeing, but I'm sure there were. I mean, there are people of color who are Trump
there are
supporters.
people of color that are Trump supporters. And honestly, I don't get it. I'll say that I don't get it. But okay, yeah. Well, you know what? He does have quite a bit of a following in the Latino community.
Oh, of course.
You know, that's the guy from the head of the Proud Boys.
A very large following. He does well with Hispanics. But, you know, Republicans generally, I mean, there is a lot of Hispanics are culturally conservative. So, you know.
And that's something I'm only recently learning myself. I didn't realize it until I really started reading up on the Proud Boys guy and then kind of looked more into their society that he does have a large following.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Melanie Fedderson is in the Facebook live chat. Melanie says, probably a stupid question. If a police officer from another state was, this is not a stupid question at all, actually. If a police officer from another state was there when people were entering the building, do they have a responsibility to intervene?
They do not have a responsibility to intervene, I believe. However,
that's a great question.
They do have a responsibility to uphold their oath. Like, don't go in, somebody else broke the door open, I'm going to go in with them. No, he can't do that. The cop's not supposed to be able to do that. But does he have a duty to suddenly jump into action? No, not necessarily. Seeing safety is first and foremost with first responders. If it's not safe for him to jump in and do anything, he's not required to do so.
Yeah.
But he certainly can't participate in a crime.
And I assume part of why Melanie is asking this question is there were law enforcement, as we know, who were part of the MAGA cult there that day. And
a lot of military too.
Yeah.
And they were and that's the thing that's coming out with the DOD now is saying that this was way worse than anybody thought. Department
of Defense, for those who don't know.
That they had a chain of command, they had a leadership, they had communications, they had walkie-talkies with them. That there was a lot of planning that went into this, and it was much more structured than people realized. It wasn't spur of the moment. This was planned. This was planned and executed.
Yeah. Bobby Champagne says the same people had 4 American flags waving from their car wherever they went.
And then they carried the Confederate flag into our Capitol and decided to plant it on the speaker's lectern. I mean, really?
Yeah.
Come on. And then, wait a minute. We haven't even mentioned this, Maddie. The gallows outside.
Oh, yeah.
The gallows, they brought 2x4s. They'll take a picture. Go look it up on Google. There's pictures. They brought the 2x4s. They did a gallows with a noose and then proceeded to start start chanting, hang Pence.
Yep, hang Mike Pence, yeah.
Hang Mike Pence. Yeah, we should hang the vice president.
We have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hey, Matt. This is your Stacie down in Nashua.
Stacie Laughton, how are you?
Yes. I'm doing, well, let's put it this way. I'm doing great. Everything that you know that's great that's going on for me in life right now is still in place. But I wanted to talk about, on a different note, because I know we're always, I love the dialogue that we talk about and how funny it might get, but it's very serious about Trump and stuff. But I wanted to mention, today I was informed when I got home from work that someone who was like an adopted mother to me, she was like a woman that was very giving to the community of Nashua, especially peers that are suffering with mental health issues. And she passed away today. She had cancer. And I just wanted to remind your listeners that, whether it's because of COVID or, anything that someone could pass away from, life is extremely precious. And so, tonight and any night, make sure when you get home, you tell your people you live with that you love, that if you, sometimes might forget or whatever, give them that extra, I love you, or that extra hug, because life is very precious. And, we live in some crazy times, and sometimes there's not a whole lot of love going around. But I think, once in a while we should take a pause and remember all the good people in our lives,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. Don't take anyone or anything for granted.
If this year doesn't teach us that, nothing will.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, I wanted to call about that. I didn't really have any, any political thing to talk about. I just wanted to talk about, because these are crazy times, and where, I know we're caught up with the, the ongoings of Washington, or even in New Hampshire, the ongoings of the legislator and the governor and whatnot. But, we should sometimes, like I said, reflect on life and our loved ones, and remind them how much they're loved, because I didn't get a chance we all call her Mama Lou. I didn't get a chance to talk to her in the last few months. I knew she was suffering, and it's quite sad today to know that, she's, passed on, So I just, remind everyone to just love a little more, going forward. It goes a long way.
Yeah, no, I think that's great advice. All right, Stacie.
Yeah. Have a great rest of your show. But hey, it's good to hear from you, and I can't wait to talk more with you and Jenny about state politics as they, things unfold.
All right, sounds good.
So,
all right,
yes.
Stacie.
Have a good one.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Thank you for the call. Bye-bye. All right, the Honorable Stacie Laughton, state legislator from Nashua.
One of the things that I saw that was really bothering me was they showed this one scene when the mob first started, and you see these people attacking the police officers. A guy has a hold of one of the police officers' foot and is dragging him on the concrete. People are using sticks and hitting the cops left and right. And you look in their hands, and sure as enough, is there not one of those very same protesters, actually a number of them, carrying back the blue flags? Blue Lives Matter flags.
Yeah.
How much do you think they thought their lives mattered to you while you were beating them? You beat a cop to death.
Well, they can do that for the same reason they can,
Give me a break.
talk about,
Back
how
the blue when you're dragging somebody by their boot.
The same reason they can talk about how religious they are, and yet they don't get, idolatry is a sin, but they still worship Trump. It's the same. These people exist in a constant state of cognitive dissonance that there's no
costing
cure
lives.
for. That's why I always say it's a cult. It really is a cult.
I'd love to know how
it's all in service of their leader and savior.
But I just don't understand. How can they still back this guy? And what has he said about what happened? Nothing. Oh, and by the way, for your knowledge, the state of New Hampshire lowered their flag for the police officer who was murdered before the Capitol did.
Yeah.
Why, do you ask? Because Trump wouldn't allow it. He didn't authorize it until today.
Yeah.
He finally authorized the flag to go to half-staff today,
Yeah.
after New Hampshire, after Massachusetts, after other places.
Yeah.
A cop, a
I know.
United States Capitol police officer was beaten to death by people carrying flags that say Blue Lives Matter.
There was someone else.
And
he
we're
didn't-
not supposed. We're supposed to think that's okay.
Was it John McCain he didn't want to lower the flag for? Trump didn't want to lower
No,
the
yeah.
Or
And
was
then he
there-
finally, in his good graces, he ordered it or something.
And
And,
what-
then
and was
he
there
gave
something-
a plane or something.
Was there something about that with John Lewis, too? He didn't want to lower the flag? Or am I conflating
He only
things?
likes. I don't know about John Lewis.
Yeah.
I honestly don't. I know with McCain there was a problem.
Yeah.
I do not know for certain if there was
Yeah.
with Lewis. But, Trump does everything by who he likes.
Of course.
It's not about what's right for an American citizen.
Yeah.
It's what side of the fence. You're on my side of the fence? Oh, you go ahead right there. You can have what you want. You're
Yeah.
not on my fence? Oh, no.
Yeah.
You might as well just take a jump in the lake because we're not going to pay attention to you. I mean, that's not how maybe that's how he runs his companies, but it sure as heck isn't the way we're supposed to be running our nation.
Rocky said, I agree with Jenny so much for Back the Blue. Yeah.
And what I want to see is the police officer that was murdered, by all rights and under American history, as far back as you can go, he should be laid in honor in the Capitol. He earned that right when he gave his life. He earned that right when he was beaten to death outside of the Capitol.
Yeah.
I believe he probably has some kind of skull fracture or brain bleed, and that's probably what took his life further on. But his death has been ruled a murder. He was murdered. He was beaten to death, and he should lay in honor, as we did in 1998 with the two it was one Capitol cop and one detective who laid out because they lost their lives when the guy went in there with the madman with the gun in 1998. This man should lay in honor, and his family should be given the proper respect, and he should be given all the honors that are due him. And I know that that's something law enforcement is looking at, because if you saw them line up when they took that man's body to the funeral home, they want him honored. They don't want his life to mean nothing. They want it to matter.
Wayne said there is probably one good thing that came out of D.C. Politicians live in a bubble, and now they may understand the fear normal, everyday people of Portland, Seattle, Chicago, Baltimore, NYC, Minneapolis, Atlanta, and he mentions other cities, live with every day. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're looking for a silver lining, I suppose that is one. I mean, I still think what happened is a disgrace, but you're right. I mean, politicians do live in a bubble.
They do.
And especially politicians who are extraordinarily wealthy, as most of Congress is.
I don't know what it's like in the real world. They
Right.
have no clue.
Well,
you
some
throw
of them,
one of these, I'd love to throw them in the real world and go ahead, survive.
Some of them knew at one time, and then they got rich, and some of them were born
So
wealthy.
many of them were born into it. They never worked a day in their life. They don't know what labor looks like.
Yeah.
These are people that cry over a broken fingernail or, pout if they couldn't get their favorite caddy at the local club. They don't know what hard work and labor is. They have no concept of it. And that's obvious by everything that they do and say.
Yeah. Jay Bello is in the Facebook live chat. Jay, of course, from the band Purge DI, and is also a very successful real estate agent as
Very
well.
cool.
Hello, Jay. Nice
Welcome,
to see you in
welcome.
there. Bobby Champagne said, like I said, many of the same people that stormed the White House flew American flags from their cars after 9/11.
Yeah, right.
Stacie Laughton is in the Facebook live chat. Hello, Stacie.
Then those same people, here they are all these years later, and they're storming our Capitol carrying a Confederate flag.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Bobby says, why do you think so many people support Trump? Who are these baby-eating Trump supporters? How huge must their problems be to support a guy like that? Well,
I think it came out of an honest place. I think it came out of a place where people were tired of the politician. They wanted somebody that wasn't the career politician. I don't know how many times I heard that battle cry. I don't know how many times I was involved in that battle cry that I wanted.
Now, Tom
Gully
made a comment. He said, I'm sure God picks 4-time adulterers when he's looking for a president. Well, the thing is, how many times have we heard the King David explanation? If you say to one of these folks who and obviously not all Trump supporters believe this or necessarily are all even religious. But if you say to someone who believes that God personally chose Trump, they'll say, well, what about King David in the Bible? God chooses King David, and King David was flawed. So that's how they get around that. They have an excuse for anything.
Yeah, but King David was righteous among men and actually followed the commandments.
Hi, welcome to Matt
So
Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Yeah, Tony D.
Hey, Tony D from Philadelphia. How are you, my friend?
Oh man, just busy working on the house and got a lot of work ahead of me here.
How's life in Philly? Is I think settling down there, or is there still a lot of concern?
No, it's been interesting down here, Jenny. A lot of the black guys that I'm friends with, we're seeing eye to eye on a lot of things nowadays. So I think that part of it has really started slowing down, and I think that we're all at the point where we're all saying to each other, we want to be united again. And that was that's like the conversation we've been having since last Wednesday, is that, become united. Let's just, what is it they say? United we stand, divided we fall, or whatever it is. And that's been the motto for some of these Trump supporters that have been around here. They keep saying divided we're falling, and we're already divided. But with everyone that I've been talking to, friend wise, we just want to be united. Just as one, go back. And my buddy said something kind of interesting today, Matt, and you'll probably you probably feel for this.
Mm.
You guys still there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. My buddy said, right now we are at our most vulnerable time where any country can attack us right now. And it's sad, because if a country were to attack us right now, that is what's going to make this country become united again. He goes, look at September 11th, 2001, what happened. Crime rate went extremely down and everyone was working together. He said, it's going to take someone to attack us for everyone to kind of realize, what have we been doing? Wake up. What is going on here? And I sat there and I thought about it, because I remember September 11th, 2001 like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And the days that preceded after that, it was the most united country. Everyone was for each other. We were attacked. We were hurt. And we're doing it on our own soil. We're doing it on our own soil right now. And I read an article the other day about North Korea having 60 nuclear weapons, and it's going to take one time to provoke them for them to hit the mainland. Why aren't we putting our focus towards that? Why are we focusing on hurting one another? Why are we focusing on someone that's trying to be a dictator and play follow the leader? Stop playing follow the leader. Lead by example as a good American citizen and love thy neighbor. Love each other. There's no need for this uproar. A cop just took his life today, down in
D.C. Yeah.
Another one, or the same one?
And
was there another officer, or was it?
I didn't know that there was another.
There was one over
I
the
just read
weekend.
the thing this morning.
I'm sure you're talking about the same officer.
Oh God,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I hate to think there would be a second suicide.
Yeah.
But this is, as a fellow first responder doing this stuff, it's weighing toll on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it frustrates the hell out of me to constantly see this video of this cop screaming with blood coming out of his mouth
God.
and being stuck between all these guys, and you're ripping his gas mask off, you're ripping his PPE off.
Yeah.
Wake the hell up, America. Wake up.
Yeah.
If that ain't enough for you to say that there's something wrong here, you're hurting the people that you will call when you need their help.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
And that's it. At the end of the day, you're gonna need them. 911 doesn't go away, because you're going to need it one day.
Mm-hmm.
We don't go away as first responders. And and to sit there and be a pro police rally and supporter and all this, and then you rush into the building with a support the blue flag or support the red flag, and then you sit back, and then you sit there and you say, yeah, you know what? It's okay. It's our building. It's our tax dollars. It ain't your building. No, it's none of yours.
Yeah.
And it sickens me that people like Jenny, who gave her life to the career, who gave their life to the career, it's just being spit right in our face. Being spit right back into our face. And it makes you really sit back and think, are these cops that are down there that are Trumpsters? Because, I caught the beginning of your show when you said it. It's true. Because I know cops that are up here that are Trumpsters.
Yeah.
But I can tell you one thing, though. They're pro-Republican, but they don't agree with what happened.
Yeah.
They don't agree with what happened.
I would like to think that none of them would.
Yeah. You'd like to
But
think
now,
that.
like they're saying that it could have been an inside job.
That's a real possibility.
The way to get to Pelosi's office, like it's just like you can't just find it.
Yeah, they did get to office real quick on her, and there is the DOD. The article I read about with the DOD earlier was saying that they're seriously very much investigating what happened, and not only that, but obviously it was also planned. There were 2 pipe bombs found, one at the RNC, one at the DNC. This was not just a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
Well, according to the U.S. State Department, I don't know if you read this article. It broke about 35 minutes ago on TMZ. Valuable source. I mean, TMZ is a little iffy, but on their site, on their official site, it says that Trump's term is ending tonight. That's what they're saying.
Really?
So that's on TMZ. It's the first headline up there. You can read it. You can type TMZ.com. You'll see it's the first thing.
TMZ.
Helicopters have been flying over Vice President Pence's estate all day today.
TMZ, people dismiss it because it's a gossip site, but they usually get it right. Actually, they're pretty reliable.
They broke a number of things, actually.
I'm looking at it now, Tony. I'm at TMZ.com, and it's the headline. U.S. State Department official site said Trump's term over Monday night. Breaking news.
I don't see anything else coming up.
That might
I'm scanning.
That might be an error. I suspect that's just an error, though.
Is it a bait and switch, and you go in and read the article, and they're saying it could end?
No, I'm looking at. It says here the State Department appears to be cutting short President Trump's time in office. Its official site briefly said he's out as POTUS starting Monday night. So it sounds like somebody just made a mistake on the website. On the official.
I think there's something about
there.
Helicopters have been flying over Pence's estate all day,
or it may have been hacked.
Well, here's the thing, though, right? We don't know exactly what's going on because they were given an ultimatum today. You know, Pelosi was like, "Look, either you enact the 25th Amendment and Article 4, and you take over Pence, or we're going to move forward with impeachment and going to trial in the Senate, which would obviously occur after Biden is in." So they kind of have. She gave them a real hard line. It wasn't iffy or maybe. It was like, look, you either enact it now or we're going to start the process tomorrow.
The TMZ article goes on to say there are reports that this was all a prank pulled off by a disgruntled State Department staffer.
On the article?
I didn't read.
See, I think he's too much of an egomaniac to do the right thing and walk away.
Oh yeah, he's
while
not going
Pence
to.
can still pardon him. Like if he was a smart man, which I don't think he is, he'd be walking away right now because by furthering this with the likelihood of, I mean, it's possible he could get prosecuted. I don't know if they can get enough in the Senate. I mean, it's pretty tight there, but it's possible. And if he is convicted in the Senate, if that does happen, he can never run for office again. He loses his pension, and we don't have to protect his sorry butt anymore because the Secret Service is no longer beholden to protecting him.
And you know what's sad too, guys, and I've lost friends over this.
Yeah,
a lot. I've lost friendships over being a Biden supporter. Like,
you know what though? I have too, honey. And you know what? Bottom line, do you really want friends like that in your life that can think the way he does?
It showed the
good
true
riddance
colors.
to bad trash or whatever that old saying was.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking friends of 15, 16 years that I, graduated high school with.
Yep.
We rode this life out together. And, all because of, my decision to support who I supported. And you know what? I sit back and, the last couple of days I've been dealing with it. Over the weekend, it was pretty bad. Someone posted on my personal Facebook page under my mom's post that, I put something up there, man. I think you liked it. It was nothing political. it was about our children coming up in this world, and like I feel bad for what the kids are going to be dealing with in the future.
Yeah,
and having to learn all this stuff. And someone put under my my mother's post, who my mom wrote, 100% agree. Someone wrote under it, coming from the people who voted for a guy who sniffs children. And dude, I went off.
Yeah,
I went off on my post, and I started a war on my own Facebook page. And like I had people call me saying, "Stop it! Like don't go."
Oh
any
no, I'm
further
right there
this."
with
I'm
you,
like,
honey.
No, I'm like, I'm not going to stop, because I've been backed into a corner for so long, and I never judge anyone on their race, on their sexual preference, on their religion, or even their political views. I am not someone that is going to push you and break stones with you about it. That's your decision. But once you back a dog into a corner for so long, and you keep going and going and going, that dog's eventually going to bite. And that's what I did this weekend. I went off. I had my breaking point.
I don't blame you.
It literally destroyed friendships this weekend, and that's fine. That's fine, because I got another baby on the way. That's where my priority is. That's where my focus is at, and I don't need people that are sour apples.
Yeah.
You don't want people around that like that around you, your kids anyway, because they're not going to bring anything good to your mix. They're just going to poison the water. They're not going to bring anything good.
Yeah, if somebody's
not even worth it.
If somebody's going to end their friendship with you because you voted for Joe Biden, then that's not somebody
you know what
need.
aggravates me about what he's saying, though? Because I got the same response from a few people, too, about this, he sniffs children thing. Really? You're coming from a place of what? A creepy old dude that bought a pageant and then kept going in and out of the dressing room with the half-naked girls, teenage girls.
Right.
If anybody doesn't know, I'm talking about the U.S. America pageant. He owned it. And he said because he owned it, he could go anywhere he wanted to. So he literally would go into the locker room.
And he liked to hang out with Epstein.
And what was it? Entertainment News, when he said that, grab her by the whatever,
Yeah.
And he was on record saying that. I mean, come on, dude.
Access Hollywood.
I can't imagine as a woman hearing somebody that I'm with say something like that. Like, no, if Matt popped off a comment like that, I don't think I'd be sticking around much, Call me crazy, but I would want somebody to actually talk to my brain, not, vajayjay.
We got to watch what we say, because Easy G has sensitive ears, man. This is more of a conversation for on sheet.
Well, yeah, you never know. Easy G, he's been known
riling it up lately.
He's been known to work blue lately. He had to apologize because he said a bad word.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. He did swear the other day, didn't he?
Did.
I caught that on the Facebook. I guess the dump button doesn't work on the Facebook.
No, it doesn't. You get it unfeathered on Facebook.
Yeah, because
full frontal nudity
with Facebook, it doesn't matter. It's the dump is just for the FM transmission, so we don't get in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, with the FCC.
But anyway, man, I'm just sick. I'm sick to my stomach. I'm just Matt, we talk about it. I'm over it. And I don't think anything's going to happen within the next 9 days. I think we're just going to have to wait this thing out. But I think the scare.
The only thing that's going to happen in the next 9 days is more death. What are we at? Like 4,000 in one day now?
Oh yeah.
Every day, the next 9 days, about 4,000 Americans are going to die every day from COVID.
Yep.
And needed immunizations are going to sit locked up in a cabinet instead of being released until Biden takes over. He's already said he's going to do it. But, between now and then, you're on your own.
Matt, are you worried about Inauguration Day at all?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some sort of incident on Inauguration Day. It's just a question of how severe. And hopefully, law enforcement is better prepared this time.
I think they are. I mean, they've already if you look at the security detail around Biden right now, they've definitely beefed that up. I'm sure that they're going to end up being the two most protected people in the world for the next couple of weeks, especially.
Yeah.
Especially.
I did hear a movie. I got a couple of my guys that listen to you now down here that I turned them on to that are all political dudes. And they heard me talking about the movie thing. And I got one today. My buddy's like, you got to tell him about this. So I'll tell you. Term of Disaster.
Oh, that's not bad.
Ooh, I like that.
Term of Disaster.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's not
he
bad.
He could write the next dummy book on how to destroy a democracy in 101 ways. For dummies. Remember the dummy book?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He could write the one for How to Destroy Democracy.
Yeah.
How did you create
Anyway, well, you guys enjoy the rest of your show. Enjoy your evening, and I'll be tuning in on the other side. I'm going to give you an easy G. Bye-bye.
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 All right, that was Tony D from Philadelphia, and, of course, host of the Tony D Show and the It's All in Your Head show. And we're going to take a break. We're a little bit past the top of the hour. I want to play some, I'm going to play a little hip-hop, a little Straight Outta Compton from NWA, the radio edit, of course. For those who are not aware, and it's kind of gotten lost in all this other news, but something I'm concerned with, Dr. Dre, a number of days ago, suffered a brain aneurysm, and he is still in the ICU. He has not yet recovered from it. So a little concerned about Dr. Dre. He's only in his mid-50s. I think he's 55. Yeah, so Dre, of course, one of the pioneers of hip-hop. So this is from his NWA days, Straight Outta Compton. Plus, a lot of you might not be aware of this, but I actually am from Compton originally. That's why I'm so thug.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, anyway.
No, Maddie.
We'll be back. More Unleashed coming up. Don't go away.
Amendment, 'cause he stokes terror, hate, and fear. A menace to society, a traitor to democracy, and this can't happen here. Impeach that neo-fascist lowlife. He breached every sacred trust. Turn millions into radicals, QAnon fanaticals. Save this world for the rest of us.
The blood on his hands runs through our streets. A tragedy will never repeat.
Invoke the 25th Amendment or impeach. The time to choose is now. It'll take the best of everyone to heal the damage he has done. Together we know how, and we'll rise up strong and proud.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
The Regency Collection, premier 55 and older independent living communities with 3 locations here in Manchester. Enjoy the lifestyle you deserve with heated underground parking, impressive amenities, 24-hour emergency maintenance, and on-site management. 1 and 2 bedroom apartment homes with heat, hot water, and cable included. Just minutes from routes 93 and 293. Shopping, dining, and entertainment. The Regency Collection is a perfect place to call home. Professionally managed by Palmer Asset Management. Visit us online at regencywestnh.com or call us at 603-546-7025. Welcome home to the Regency Collection. We're excited to hear from you.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
I stand up here giving speeches for an hour and a half, many times without notes.
Welcome back, everybody. Hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connarton Unleashed. Well, in hour number 2, live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. Streaming at WMNHradio.org and on the Facebook, on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. And also at my website, mattconnerton.com. And Jenny is here as well at the news desk.
Hello, hello.
Yes, and it is Monday, January 11, 2021. 9 days left of the Trump administration. Also, I want to remind you, of course, we are proudly sponsored by the Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street. They have delicious gourmet pretzels. They have craft beer. They have wine. And apparently, according to Kenny, because he called earlier, he was the first one in today, a pretzel or pizza pretzel. Pretzel pizza or pizza pretzel? I just heard pizza. I don't even remember what order the words were in.
Oh my goodness, I'm not even sure.
It doesn't even matter. It just sounds delicious.
It's a pizza.
And I look forward to trying that.
I have to try that.
Yes. So we are very honored and privileged to have them as a sponsor, the Hop Knot. Don't go there today. Monday and Tuesday is their weekend, but they will be open Wednesday through Sunday as they are every week, and it is a wonderful place.
Wednesday night they have trivia.
Is that back now?
Yep, that's back now. So
Excellent.
every Wednesday night at the Hop Night, they have trivia, which is always a load of fun, lots of prizes and things like that.
Yes.
And then on Friday nights, they have live entertainment.
Very nice. Very nice. Hey, by the way, well, let me give the numbers and then something I want to bring up, speaking of social media. But 603-250-6007 is the number to call if you'd like to join us today. 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476, tweet me at Matt Connarton, or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And, of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. Chuckling at the chat room. We'll get back to the chat room in a moment. And but the best thing to do so we can hear your dulcet tones is 603-250-6007. By the way, you and I, Jenny, have not discussed this.
Oh.
Although I put a quick post about it on the Facebook, but I was attacked over the weekend on Twitter by someone I thought was an ally, and it's very confusing to me. Yeah. Remember Gracie? Gracie Gatto? She was on the show a couple times. She was here live with us in the studio once, or live with me. She was here with John Hopwood and I. And then she Skyped in once on a Monday.
Huh.
Do you remember Gracie?
Not, my brain.
The Hamburglar, because she was wearing that shirt you could see on Skype. She with the horizontal stripes.
It's kind of hitting, but not that great.
She attacked me on Twitter over the weekend, seemingly out of nowhere. I can't even see the tweets now. She blocked me. It was bizarre. So look, my Twitter game is not great. I'm much better at Facebook. But I log into Twitter. I don't use it a lot. I use it for the show, and probably if I used it more people would tweet me during the show. But we have a very active chat room on Facebook anyway. But Gracie is someone who, I follow her on Twitter, or I did, and I would see her tweets and I would like her tweets, and sometimes I would retweet her tweets if I thought she said something particularly interesting. And, you know, and ideologically, I mean, we're similar. You know, the reason she joined us on that Monday was to talk about race and social justice issues as we had been doing. And we will resume that in the future when we're able to have in-studio guests again. And you know, we want to really get back into that.
Absolutely.
On a consistent basis, because the Monday thing we were doing was very, we got a lot of positive feedback on that. But I saw the other night, it was Saturday, on Twitter, she tweeted something about, I want all my fake New Hampshire radio friends to get off my Twitter or something. They're fake, and I don't like them and whatnot. And I see this, and I'm like, what? And I felt like, is this directed at me somehow? What did I do? So I responded to the tweet, and I just said something like, well, I like following you on Twitter. I like what you say. Who are you mad at? You know, what's going on? And she responded with something like, you can follow me if you want to, but I'm done with fake New Hampshire radio people. And by the way, where the hell is at JC Hopwood? Because I think that's his Twitter handle. So she's also mad at John Hopwood about something. And
she's sounds like somebody got a little sensitive.
I don't know what it was about, but she was like, you New Hampshire people are fake, and I'm just going to go on Boston radio stations from now on. And it was just
sounds like she had something happen on a station, doesn't it?
I don't know. Oh, and she said something about, I'll never do your show again. You brought me on there just to attack me.
Huh?
Yeah, it was bizarre. It made no sense, to the point that when she started tweeting about that, about coming on here and being attacked, I thought, does she somehow have me confused with somebody else? Is there somebody else on the radio in New Hampshire whose show she did and had a bad experience? Because she was not attacked on this show in any way.
No, not at all.
We had her on. She told the story about what happened to her with the bank, and she accuses them of discrimination and all this. And we had a great substantive discussion both times that she was on, and there was no attacking or anything. And politically, we're aligned.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe her screws are a little on the looser side.
I don't know. It was bizarre. And I'm like, why is she attacking me this way? And then she ended up blocking me. I mean, I don't take it personally, because
blocking you is like funny. That's seriously funny to me.
It's like, hey, it's whatever. But it was just bizarre. Like, I'm not upset by it. I'm not hurt by it in any way.
I have no memory of you bringing anybody on that's ever been attacked, actually. Like, we've never done that.
Well,
not like, no,
not overtly.
No.
I'm not somebody who ambushes people, like.
Did we let her hawk her wares?
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is just so weird. So
sounds like somebody had a little upset in the sandbox.
So if anyone follows at Gracie Gatto, maybe you have some insight into why she's so upset with me and why she feels that she was attacked. But yeah, it was all just very strange. And like I said, I don't take it personally. Like, I'm a fairly sensitive person, but I'm also very good at compartmentalizing things. So if it's anything to do with the show or somebody else's show or whatever, like, I don't take, like, anything like that, I don't take personally. I'm just more, but I'm curious. I can't help but be curious. Like, what exactly is she mad at me about? And why does she think she was attacked? I really do genuinely wonder, has she somehow in her mind conflated me with somebody else who attacked her? Because, like, she has an ongoing feud with Granite Grok.
Really?
Yeah, but of course she does. Like, she's liberal, they're conservative, they don't like each other, they bicker online, whatever. But why is she feuding with me? I'm not a conservative.
They used somebody's space, too, and, like, didn't
Yeah.
even try to pay anything.
Well, we won't get into all that, but
that crap. Yeah,
but I don't pay any attention to them anyway. But I don't think I even have really know those guys. But
tell you what, if I was trying to
weird.
hawk my wares, I was trying to get stuff out there, I'd be going on every station I could. I certainly wouldn't be peeing in the bowl, right?
But why attack an ally too? Like I've been. Oh, and I said to her. Oh, I remember. I said to her. I tweeted at her. I said,
was this before or after you cut your hair?
After.
Maybe she didn't recognize you.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe she thinks you're somebody else.
Maybe.
It's plausible.
Well, I
went from Viking hair to GQ, so, you know.
I know, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a big change.
Because I said to her on Twitter, too, I tweeted at her, I said, I've been nothing but nice to you. Why are you attacking me? And that's when she responded with, you haven't been nice to me. You lured me on your show to attack me.
Huh?
And I'm like, what? Who attacked? Nobody attacked you. What are you talking about? And she's like, I'll never do your show again.
Somebody's a little too sensitive.
I think she might have me confused with somebody. I don't know.
It's possible. I mean, you cut your hair off. Maybe you confused her.
I mean, there's my evil twin, Cam Connarton. Maybe she was on that show and got attacked. I don't know.
Did she show up on Sheath?
No. Nor was she invited.
Oh, okay, good.
Anyway, so that's, but yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to attack me online, feel free. I mean, I'm genuinely surprised, to be honest with you. I've said this many times. I'm genuinely surprised doing this show that I don't get way more hate than I do. But to get hate from someone who I thought we were on the same page with, it's just weird. It's very weird and random.
Now I have to go back and listen to it just to see if there's something there.
I don't know what.
But I don't even know what
it was
date.
October. She was on in October.
Yeah, but that's how many shows to go through.
And that's the
I'm
other
not
thing
that
too.
adventurous.
Like is she mad at me about something that happened on the show in October?
I just sitting here smiling, enjoying the fact it's not me.
And why is she mad at John Hopwood? And she's mad because she's mad at him too.
Not mad at me.
So no, actually,
she bring me up.
So no, she doesn't have me confused with somebody else, because where would the John Hopwood connection be?
Was she on
then?
TV instead of and radio? I mean, did she go on another show?
I don't know. It's just very confusing. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hey, Matt Man, what's up?
Oh, I know that voice, although I almost forgot what that voice sounded like. It's been so damn long. How are you, my friend?
Do you know, I'm doing well. Matt Man is a play on Batman. Instead of Batman, it's Matt Man, like Batman.
Matt Man.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Who's in the studio with you?
Oh,
it's Jenny.
Jenny
it's
is here.
me.
Jenny is here with us, yes.
Oh, hey, Jenny, how are you? Nice to speak with you. It's nice to catch up with you guys. And I did want to say as well, obviously you're well aware, Tom Gully in the chat here watching. Nothing makes me happier, truly, in all of the things that I've done, all of the pranks I've made. The fact that you two, who are two of my favorite hosts I've ever called, that you guys actually watch each other and that you guys have somewhat of a friendship. It makes me so happy. And I just want to oh, no, I just farted.
Oh, no. Oh,
wow. He didn't have to hang up for farting.
Well,
unless he shat. If he shat,
may
then no.
have been,
then he'd have to run.
You got to figure. I mean, he's Canadian. They eat that bacon.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. There's a lot that can go wrong in terms of a gastrointestinal.
I hope everything comes out okay.
I see what you did there.
I did.
Wow.
Yes,
I'm
good. I'm quick like that.
Yes, he did. That is true. Chris James bringing we should plug his show. Chris James from Not Even a Show.
Yes.
There's a new episode every Sunday on the YouTube. He also has, of course, the Nothing More Show, and there's also a great podcast that he does. I'm a patron. So I pay the $5 a month to get that bonus content, and well worth it. And yes, Chris is responsible for we would not have met Tom.
My favorite Canadian show. No, I would never know Tom Gully if it was not for Chris.
We would not have known. Well, we might have run across him through other means, but who knows? You never know. So yes, we're
I would have never stumbled in there.
Yes.
If not for the great Chris. The one, the only, the wonderful Chris.
Yes. Well, there's many Chris's. It's a very common name.
But he still should call you the Granite Green host.
Oh, I like that. We should have mentioned that while he was on.
Yes, I forgot to mention that. I forgive me. Forgive me,
bacon,
great one.
The bacon caught up with him before we had a chance to suggest that. Granite Green. Yes.
I suppose they wouldn't let him send us any.
Send us what?
Bacon.
Oh, I thought you meant something else. I was going to say,
I want the
gross.
Canadian bacon.
Oh, Canadian.
No!
Yes. I was like, why would you want him
Jeez.
to? Can you even legally do that? Fred Bonig is in the Facebook live chat. Fred from, of course, the Daily Ripple in Pennsylvania. Fred is asking, did Hopwood attack her? He has that vibe, and she might lump you into it. I don't know. Did her and Hopwood get into something, and I'm like caught in the web? I felt like she was attacking me, and Hopwood was in the web somehow. I don't know. It's all very confusing.
I
Let's
don't
see.
know.
Well, we do have we have a little bit of time left today. If anyone wants to get in with a call, and time permitting, we'll get caught up on the Facebook live chat. It's
yeah, and this is it for me. I won't be back.
Oh, that's right. You won't be back this week.
Be back. I have another procedure.
Yes.
For those that follow the trials and tribulations of me, you know what? I'm going to share a great one because I want to share this. I had to go see my neurologist and got to sit down and talk even a little bit more now about what's gone on with me. And I had a biopsy done, and according to my biopsy results, I should not be able to walk. Quite bluntly,
yeah,
I should not be able to walk. And not only and as you can see, I do get around. So
yes,
I am a bad butt. I almost said the bad A, but I didn't know if I could say that.
Yeah, you can get away with that.
I'm
I mean,
a
that's
badass.
Speaking of John Hopwood's ears must have been burning. He just sent us a text on the text line, which is one of the ways that you can communicate with us. The text line, of course, 617-917-4476. Let's see what he sent me. He sent me links.
Did he get into it with her, and because he's associated with us, and then maybe that was it?
I don't know. Well, that's what someone else was suggesting.
Inquiring minds want to know. What's the gossip?
I am genuinely curious.
I am too.
But what? Oh, she said something else.
Hey, no. Mike Gonzalez, what do you mean Jenny gets around? What does that mean?
Oh, my goodness.
What does that comment mean there, buddy?
Well, you know how Gonzo is. He's got to get in there with something.
Dude, I'm going to kick your butt the next time I see you.
But he's a very big fan of your art.
He calls it clip art on acid.
Yes.
And I like that. I find that really cool.
I'm having a hard time with this link Hopwood sent, only because it's from mercurynews.com, but this website is not cooperating.
What was it to do with, though? I wonder.
Some sort of breaking news, U.S. diplomats, something.
Well, you know, one thing I will say that this is some good news I saw actually while we were at break is Johnson & Johnson is making great strides with their vaccine, and they have a 1-dose vaccine they're working on. What I saw is that indications are looking good, and they're on the right track to get to approval, but they're still in the testing phase right now. But that's another vaccine coming forward. And this is all due to the amazing science that they're using for this with the RNA and carrying it on a molecule and not having to give you the actual virus in order to, this is amazing. And because that blueprint, look at what's happening. The reason these guys are all coming out with the vaccines is because they're not being secretive. The information on that you needed, the raw data to make the vaccines that you needed has been given out.
Well, hopefully they don't, when it's ready, they don't shove it all into a warehouse and let it sit there.
Well, no, that's what Trump has done. Biden has swore that when he gets into office,
I'm trying to be optimistic.
He's going to release them, and more people will get vaccinated quicker.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we have to wait until the orange man gets out of the way for the grown-ups to come in and clean up the mess.
So this other link that John Hopwood sent, Scientific American, says here, militia expert warns Trump's Capitol insurrections could try again. Field work shows white men fighting against equality gains by women and minority groups in the U.S. and longing to return to a past that nullifies such changes. And there's, you know what? I'm going to take that link for anyone who wants to see it because we don't have a lot of time to really do a deep dive. But I'm going to take that link and drop it into the Facebook live chat for anyone who would like to see that article shared with us by the great John C. Hopwood. You know what the C is for, right?
Courageous?
Claude.
Claude?
Yes.
Claw? Claw.
No, Claude.
No, I like Claw better.
Oh.
Call him Claw.
So the other link he sent,
Hopwood Claw.
The other link he sent me, but I'm having trouble with it. It says it's from the Mercury News. U.S. diplomats take to dissent channel, quote unquote, in extraordinary protest against Trump. Oh, okay. Cables characterize Trump as a danger to the country. So I can't really look at the article for more than 5 or 10 seconds without another window popping up and obscuring it.
I hate those things.
Yeah, but it seems to be indicating that there's dissent in the military regarding Trump. I would hope that there would be. We need some level of dissent so that, in case Trump, issues an illegal order. By the way, Curtain Call, who is Scott Perry, his new podcast, Curtain Call, which is going to be debuting this Saturday He posted a reminder in the Facebook live chat. And Scott will be joining us tomorrow by Skype at 5 p.m. because we're not currently having in-studio guests here. But Scott will be Skyping in tomorrow at 5 p.m. to talk to us about Curtain Call. So we look forward to that. So that will be tomorrow at 5 here on Matt Connarton Unleashed. Let's see. In the Facebook live chat, Tom Gully says, when someone unfriends you because of an opinion, it's like the trash takes itself out.
See, I agree.
Yes.
I totally agree with that. That's the way I look at it.
Scott Wells in the Facebook live chat said earlier, you all are clowns. Thank you, Scott, for
Thank you.
Thank you for elevating the dialogue here on the program.
Thank you for tuning in, listening. We appreciate that.
Yes. Let's see. Just want to make sure we don't. Tom Blanchard was saying he's also lost friends and even relatives over Trump. Because Tom has really kind of changed his views on Trump since Trump refused to concede the election.
So there's something to be said for not having relatives.
Oh, I suppose.
I got a mom.
Yeah.
I got a dad. I got a son. I'm good.
Yep.
I'm good. This is good. I like this. This is good.
Abigail Jem says, I didn't end my friendships with people who vote for Trump in 2016, and look at all the damage he did.
Seriously.
Oh,
these are the same people that supposedly tout, we're the constitutionalists.
Oh, no.
Oh, what?
We have a problem.
Uh-oh.
And I feel badly because, Chris James, and was talking about bringing us together with Tom Gully, and we've been saying all these nice things.
Uh-oh.
Tom just posted in the chat, the only opinion I will unfriend someone about is if they like Winger.
Huh?
Winger was my first concert.
Get
when
out.
I was in high school. Winger at the Capitol Theater in
Do you know what my
Concord.
first was?
What?
Shaka Khan.
Oh.
And then Bon Jovi.
I like Winger. I still like Winger.
I think I like some of their songs.
I mean, yeah, she's only 17.
But I
That's
was
a little
more of a Bad Company kind of girl.
It's a little creepy, but I mean, I don't have like a Winger T-shirt that I wear around or anything, but
yeah, you're more of a Kiss dude, so
well, yeah, Kiss
I think
is
you
my
can
favorite
stay.
band.
I can stay.
Winger. That was my.
Can I stay, Tom? Please.
Why, you like Winger?
I think so. So I want to stay though, but I'm pretty sure I like some of that song. So yeah.
Yeah.
Can I stay, please? Pretty please.
Headed for a Heartbreak. That's a great song.
Oh, I do like that song.
I like that song a lot.
Ah, see, yeah. There we go.
Bobby Champagne says, the sad fact is that politics never even made the top 10 in people's lives in the old days before the Trump circus came to town. And then everybody puts that at number one most important issue. What a joke.
Our country had, 9/11 didn't do it. 9/11 didn't do it. Nothing. Even if you go back to like World War II, here we are, the first time Americans have come out en masse to vote.
Yeah.
Finally exercise that right to vote.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're trying to kill each other over it.
That is a feather.
So we finally got what we should have.
That's a feather Trump can put in his hat. He has gotten the most votes of any sitting U.S. president in American history. So he can say that.
And the second most votes of any person who's ever run for president.
Right. That's right.
First being Biden, of course.
Right. Yes.
It's so weird to me still how I feel about Biden now compared to how I felt about him when he was the vice president. It's tremendously different.
Yeah.
Like, I need him in office. I need somebody who can go in there and do it. I need that. I need that right now.
Yeah.
I need my country to start healing.
Yeah. Yeah, we need someone with a steady hand.
And we need somebody who's going to pay attention and not just go, states' rights. You can just, here's some vaccines here. Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Hope you can get them all into people's arms before they expire. Hey, good luck to you. States' rights. You go on there. You go on. Seriously.
Yeah.
One of the states finally got a batch of vaccines in for first responders. And within 8 minutes, the 3,000 doses that were available were gone. Were booked. The appointments were booked in 8 minutes. So it's not for people not wanting to take it.
Right.
It's that Trump hasn't released it all. There's a bunch in storage that could be getting into people's arms right now. And I was wrong in my initial thoughts that we should be holding 2 doses. I was wrong about that. Their decision to do this, I think, is the right decision because that first dose does start to get that train rolling to do antibodies, and it has the potential of causing you to have less of a severe case.
Yeah, and that's why the Biden administration is looking at changing course on that. Even though Dr. Fauci had said, and I don't know if this is still his position now, but Dr. Fauci's position had been that we need to stay the course and stick with the plan of the 2 doses and not veer from that. But the
science based in that because they know with the 2 doses you can form enough of a response.
Yeah.
And 1 dose isn't enough to get the full effect response that a body needs.
But 1 dose, I guess the thinking now is becoming that 1 dose may be enough, that if we can at least get enough people, if we can at least get 1 dose into enough people, we can finally stem the tide.
We might save a few more lives. We might keep a few more people out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Because if they are exposed, they get less of a case.
Yeah.
They don't end up being so sick they need to be in a hospital or on a ventilator.
Yeah.
You know, that's the message behind it. But like I said before so many times on the show, this is medical science.
Right.
It's going to change as we grow and learn more, as we see the process. A year from now, we're going to learn things that we didn't know right now.
Yeah.
5 years from now, 10 years from now, we're going to know things we don't know right now. Just like it was for smallpox, for measles, for the influenza in 1918, 1919. This is how we learn. This is how medical science works. It's trial and error. It's study.
Yeah.
But millions of people have now been given vaccines, and we didn't see millions of people dropping. So obviously the vaccine's not taking people out. So maybe it's doing its job, which I believe it is. Because I know I'm going to roll my sleeve up when my name gets called when it's my turn.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I'll blog about it if you want me to.
Mm.
I'll tell you how I feel and how it goes.
Yeah.
But absolutely, because I don't want to die. And my doctor says if I get COVID, I could die. I'm one of those people that could very well die. So, no. Nope. Give me the vaccine. I'll take it.
Rocky Huber said regarding, what happened in D.C., he says, we have to remember terrorists looked for soft targets. I'm sure D.C. is safe. I'm worried about the state houses more than the White House. And the reason
that's not true, buddy.
Well, actually, though, he's bringing up something. The reason I wanted to read that comment is he is bringing up something important because there is a lot of concern about state militia groups around the country attacking state houses. And look, we saw that up close here. This is why Governor Sununu, has the inauguration happened yet? Or is that this week?
No, it did happen in the executive council. They did it in the executive council chamber.
Yeah, they had to change their inauguration plans instead of having a public inauguration, which they were going to do outside because of COVID. But for those in other parts of the country who are listening online, Governor Sununu had to change the plans, had to cancel the public inauguration because of death threats. He's
against not only himself but his family.
But his family. There was a guy with a gun they found arrested
in his backyard, in his yard in the middle of the night.
Because Governor Sununu has the temerity to be a Republican who actually is concerned about COVID, and in my view is done. Although he'll probably be the last Republican I ever vote for the rest of my life because. I keep, there's still even now, like when the Republicans were holed up the other day, when they had to take cover, they're all inside together taking cover because of the rioters outside. Did you see this? There were, somebody was trying to hand out masks and there were Republicans refusing to put masks on, even while they're all huddled together inside to escape the rioters. Still, even now, it's a death cult. The modern Republican Party is a death cult. And
they think that Armageddon is here.
I probably won't be voting for another Republican after Chris Sununu at this rate.
They need a new party.
They're anti-science. And of course they're spineless. Most of them still won't stand up to Trump even after this. I mean, a few of them have found some spine. And
Chris Christie actually said he should resign.
Yeah, Chris Christie did say that. Yeah,
but I think he started falling out with him when he had his little come to Jesus moment when he had COVID and damn near needed
when he was hooked up to a ventilator.
He didn't get hooked to a ventilator, but he came close enough.
Oh, I thought he was on the vent at one point.
No, but he was in ICU, so I'm sure he was hearing people, what we call bucking the vent, when then the machines will just make a lot of alarms, and you can hear people when they're doing different, I'm sure that spending some quality time in that ICU, listening to all of that noise, seeing all of that illness, gave him a nice new fresh perspective on COVID.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, it seems to be that's the only way they seem to learn is after somebody that they love ends up dead on a vent, or they themselves manage to survive it, and then they come out and they're on oxygen and they're going, please wear a mask.
Yeah.
Please don't, please. I wish I had known. There's so many nurses are talking about patients that are literally getting they're going to go on the ventilator and they still don't believe they have COVID. They still believe the president, they still believe it's not real and that masks are all about just getting people to comply instead of saving lives. I mean, this is what happens.
Maybe they think they're in some sort of simulation that is being run by Bill Gates
and Soros,
and
the great
they're not
Satan
really,
cabal
on a ventilator
that wants to steal people's firstborns. Seriously, I mean, some of those people that were out there speaking before the insurrection started, listening to some of those speeches, it's scary.
Yeah.
And it's scary to me because I remember being in those environments and how much I believed lock, stock, and barrel in everything they were selling.
Yeah.
Oh, God did this. Yeah, you're right. Yes, God. This is all about, yes, you're right. The second coming. Yes, we must all be saved. You believe that lock, stock, and barrel. You think you're doing God's will.
Archie Frangudis, we haven't seen in the Facebook live chat in a while. Archie, hello. Archie's a top fan. Welcome. Also, Rob Dion, who is, of course, part of the WMNH family. And Rob is not only does he host his own show Through the Stage Door, but he is the entertainment reporter on the morning show every Thursday morning.
He's my second favorite entertainment
Your second favorite entertainment reporter?
Yes.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Okay. Who's your first?
Well, of course, the great EZ.
We haven't heard from EZG today. And actually, Rob says, did I miss EZ's call?
He didn't call.
Yeah, we haven't heard from EZG today. I hope
he was
he's
up
all right.
early, so maybe he dozed off
maybe.
or something. Hi,
Yes.
Abigail. I don't think I got to say hi to you.
He did call into the morning show, yes. Let's see. Just want to make sure we don't miss anybody here in the chat. We're almost out of time.
I know.
But
I know. Hopefully, hopefully there won't be any more deaths. We're got 5 dead from the insurrection. A 6th person has committed suicide, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
A Capitol officer, just a couple of days after the insurrection. And this officer did respond to it. So, I personally, my senses are really heightened to think that maybe this had something to do with it, which would then make the death count 6.
Yeah.
If that's what they were aiming for, if they were aiming to kill people, they did a good job. They managed to cost a cop or two. So, hey, you guys can also be proud of you. Like, seriously, are these people proud of themselves? Like, did they go home and go look up their videos again? And go, look at me.
Well, there have been a few people. There was at least one who was in the military and another one who was, I think, in trouble with his employer. There have been a few people who are publicly saying, I'm sorry, I got caught up in the moment. I didn't mean it and whatnot, which to me is just another way of saying, please don't fire me and wreck my life for what I did. That's how I take it.
Secret Service is looking for the dude that was in the big photograph with the giant Confederate flag on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Like they're seriously looking for that guy. They're still looking for the guy that was photographed dropping off those 2 lovely pipe bombs.
Yeah.
Because that was spur of the moment, right? I believe that was the great Tom Gully that brought us to that attention in the chat room that, pipe bombs are not a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
The evidence of it being planned is pretty good. I mean, look at the videos.
Yeah. Yeah. Bobby Champagne points out a lot of those Trump supporters are veterans.
And that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
To me. And scary. A number of the people that were in the insurrection were military.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was a retired lieutenant, I think, in the Air Force. That's names come up. Then there are others.
Yeah, yeah.
But like you said, I mean, and like we were talking about, we got to respect the fact that a little less than half the population supported Trump.
By the way, before we run out of time, I do want to mention this because I want to correct myself. I had said something we're almost up against it, but I had said something Friday on the show that is not correct, that I had misunderstood. And I should have looked into it deeper, and I didn't get a chance to until after I got off the air. But I had misunderstood that if Trump is impeached for a second time, he's barred from running again. That's actually not exactly.
That's only if he gets convicted.
That's not what. Yeah. So it says here. This is from Newsweek. This kind of clarifies it. Being impeached by the House even for a second time is not enough to prevent Trump from seeking a second term in the White House or for any other federal office in the future. That power rests in the U.S. Senate. Article 1 of the Constitution authorizes the Senate to impose 2 punishments for a public official found guilty of articles of impeachment: removal from office and a ban on future office holding. So,
and in addition, he would lose his security detail and his pension.
But they have to vote on that.
They have to convict.
But it's a separate vote. They have to vote separately on these other things. This is what I
thought
didn't
that
realize.
I thought if he was found guilty at trial in the Senate, that those things automatically kicked in.
That's what I thought too, but apparently not. So the Senate can take some things away, but not others. But the bigger point being, he could be convicted and still be eligible to run for president in the future. You
could be convicted of insurrection.
Yes.
And still get your pension and all that. That's just, we need to change our laws.
Unless they vote.
This country needs to change our laws. We need to make sure that none of this stuff ever happens again.
The thing is, the only reason none of this has been addressed before is we're in entirely uncharted waters here. I mean, this is crazy stuff that who would have thought any of this would ever have been happening? But here we are.
I never expected it to happen, but seeing it happen, absolutely believable. Especially, I mean, that's all these guys eat, sleep, and drink and talk about is preparing for the coming, and that's why you have to have food stores and ammo stores and medical stores, and because the great culling is going to happen. Oh, sorry, that wasn't the right word.
Culling?
Culling. I'm sorry. That was that crazy movie where the world shuts down for 24 hours, and if you live, you're made because they're trying to control the population. The culling.
Oh, I know the movie you mean.
You know the one I'm talking about where they like.
I've never seen it, but I know the movie you mean. I forget what it's called. The Purge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's kind of Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But just insert Armageddon, Last Days. Oh wait, it's a Left Behind movie. Come to life.
Oh well, Kirk Cameron needs to keep working somehow.
Hopefully he'll die soon. Oh boy, did I say that out loud?
Oh, Michael Seaver is going to live forever. All right.
No.
We got to go. We are out of time. Scott Perry will be here tomorrow. Thank you, Jenny. And,
I will miss you for the rest of this week.
Yes. If you missed any part of today's show, it'll be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org. Thank you to everyone who called in, and thank you to Kenny from the Hop Knot, our wonderful sponsor. And I believe the replay of Retro Spectrum Radio is coming up next. And be back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. for the morning show. And I will be back tomorrow at 4. Talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.